Peace, love, and happy holidays, and welcome back to the BlkPrint. Don't steal this podcast. J5 in the building. I don't even remember what pod I'm doing right now because I have to do so much recording this week.
There's a lot of things that are going on in the month of December that I know that you're going to have a lot to talk about this week specifically. Yeah. Definitely on the A show. We just caught like the first 10, 15 minutes of it. Good stuff. Good stuff ahead.
So, okay. I'm not going to redo that, but just fucked up. I basically said the BlkPrint because I was thinking...
I mean, technically it is. I mean, let's be honorable. Let's be honorable here. Technically it is, but we also want to make sure that you get the message of not stealing the show. You know what I'm saying?
Don't steal this podcast. It's still here. MC in the building, J5 in the building. Nice catch. Thank you so much, Mark.
Absolutely, man.
Listen, being a pro.
Listen, we're all just excited right now. We're literally recording in the middle of Raw. A show pals. You're going to hear plenty of thoughts between J5 and Mills on what's happened in this past weekend of exciting wrestling news. People fighting in the streets.
John Cena's gone, man.
Yeah.
He's out of here. Well, I'll leave that to a larger conversation. I got to talk a lot about John Cena.
Yes, absolutely. You have plenty of that to do this week.
Talked about him today for the A show. We recorded some content. So if you guys are fuck with the wrestling content as well, that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days. Mm-hmm. End of the year content. So make sure you check out the A show RNC for that. But we're on BlkPrint right now and for this week, and we have a lot of stuff that we have to get through this week.
Yes,
this is gonna be a recording where me and Mark will fulfill what you guys need from this show, but there's so much more that
fulfill is crazy. Fulfill is crazy.
We will fulfill our obligations.
The obligations that we've created. No, we're gonna have some fun on our own. We're gonna have some fun on your own year-end content.
We're gonna have some fun on year-end content for this show, but we're actually like actively working on the year-end content for this show right now.
The year-end.
Content. On the year-end content. Yes. This is not the last episode of the year, so let's just get that out the way before we even go any further. Man, that last episode of ThrowBLKs has to be one of our greatest episodes ever.
A lot of great love and appreciation from everybody. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. The 2-episode ThrowBLKs is always a little bit of a challenge.
It's very long.
Speaker box love below we've done. There was one that we did before.
You mean the 2-album challenge?
Yes. We did Party Next Door 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then we've now done the BlkPrint and Stillmatic. Super, super ironic though. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, we love
the doc.
Well, we love talking Jay-Z and we love talking Nas. We did that for like a good 2 hours on both albums and the entire lineage that led up to that. I was completely surprised that leaving that ThrowBLKs, I actually did not think too much about Jay and Nas after the ThrowBLKs and was laser focused in on the talk that we had on Big and Pac.
Yeah. It's because that episode was like twofold, and like my sister heard the episode, she loved it too.
Amazing.
Shout out to my sister, and like that beef is kind of crystallized from Tupac and Biggie.
Yes.
And a lot of people didn't recognize that. And I love doing ThrowBLKs, especially for something that's that far back, because we have listeners that weren't really listening to rap at that time, or they were too young at the time.
Or weren't born.
Or they weren't born yet at that time. So when they hear something like that, they get it not only from people who lived it, but from people who like actually have an understanding of what was going on. And I remember, before we did that show, I was just like, fuck it, Mark, let's just do the fucking show.
Yeah.
Because we were going to have a guest and it fell through, and, no fault to them and no shade to them. But it was just, I was like, just fuck it. Let's just do it the way that we know how to do it. And I think that me and you just fucking knocked it out the park for that episode. I think that if someone was to ever say like, what is the episode that kind of like you guys need to listen to? I say it's that episode. And I would say it's probably, if I had to think of another ThrowBLKs episode, a classic one we did, probably, what's the one that we did? I think Get Rich or Die Trying was one.
Get Rich or Die Trying was our first one, our very first one.
Our first one was like, I feel like that one and that one are like
an amazing 10 out of 10 first choice, I think, being Get Rich or Die Trying. We lived it. We were old enough to actually really experience it at the time.
Yep.
With the entire lineage that we painted between Big and Pac and Jay and Nas, obviously Big and Pac, I'm at max. By the time everything's done, I'm 6 years old. I don't have any memories of that outside my mom telling me in September 96 she was dropped knees to the floor as soon as she seen the Vegas news because this shit was crazy. She was a Big Pac fan. I have like a shirt that she literally bought that month of like a rest in peace Pac. It's in my closet. There's holes in it and all that, but I've always kept it because I'm like, that's literally from the era of it. So yeah, I've always appreciated that moment. But man, leaving that ThrowBLKs, I just kept going back to these Pac projects and these big projects, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna say what did he do to make niggas that mad, but I'm looking at that Pac lineage. I think what surprises me the most out of everything that we talked about in between that time. We talked about the 1994 quad shooting. That was literally now 31 years ago this month. So the end of the year of 1994. And I just think of how quick things came. And when you think of Pac, obviously you think of everything that he did for the West Coast. And to know that was like a year and a half max is something that I was trying to just realize in my brain, like, damn, the things that you think of Pac, like guaranteed for generations that will probably outlive us, that's only a year and a half worth of like music out here.
Yeah. And his work ethic is so similar to how people's work ethic is, or in this current era, how it has been. Yeah. That it's like, okay, we're used to it, but it's also like, damn, they probably had no clue what anything like that was. Like, you spent 2 to 3 years between projects working a record. Pac was like, I'm all out there. I only got one life to live. And I think what made it even crazier that we did that episode is that like maybe like a week later, the Diddy doc came out.
Tell me about it. The timing, the ThrowBLKs timing, I think ends up being lore here on the channel because something happens every ThrowBLKs.
And be clear, we didn't have that much of a connection point to like everything going on for Pac and Biggie, and especially in terms of that doc. Yeah. But those stories are being told there and in greater detail, I think. So if you guys haven't, seen the Diddy documentary, it's definitely up there as an up-to-date telling of it. I have my qualms about the timelines and the implications of who did what or whatever. But like, I think overall, as an overall of what Sean Combs' career was, I think it was really interesting, outside of the editorializing and the former employees and stuff like that. You saw all 4 episodes, right?
Yes. First one, I was like, this is OD. It can't get any worse. Second episode, I said, never mind. Third episode, I was like...
I thought the first and second was just like, what? Like, were you saying that because of the implication that he has something to do with Pac and Biggie? Which I don't truly believe. And I think a lot of the people, journalist-wise, from that time, pretty much like kind of threw water on that. Like, there's no way he was involved with both of these at the same time. Like, and I really believe that too. Yeah,
Torres spoke on it. He said, "Look, listen, I just want to talk about one brief moment. There was a time that on the documentary that they bring up, okay, it's March 9th, 1997. And right before that, they show the interview of him saying like, yo, I'm paranoid. It feels like somebody's trying to kill me." And Torre was like, that was not in March of 1997. That was when I was interviewing him for Ready to Die. And Junior Mafia is downstairs trying to make sure that he's safe because, he's pretty much still in the streets around 1993, now going into, September 94 that I believe Ready to Die drops, or September, sometime in between the fall and the winter that Ready to Die drops. And there's still a lot of paranoia that, the music thing is working well, but I still feel like somebody is going to try and line me up. So he had an issue with that, trying to be lined up like it's March 8th, and he's like, yo, somebody's trying to kill me. And then it's March 9th, and then something happens.
It's some editorializing there that just doesn't really like make sense or doesn't work out. Like Torre also says, like, I don't think he had anything to do with the Tupac thing. And I actually believe that too. It's like, but he also said like he didn't believe that Biggie wanted to or Biggie was trying to leave to London. He actually, I have it on good authority that Biggie wanted to stay in LA for a couple of days. And that's believed. It's like, there's some things in there that are questionable. Like, I would say like, kind of like, do your research. I hate people say that, but like, do your research on that whole thing. There's a lot of things printed, interviews said about it. But I think that those final 2 episodes, Mark, is where I think the documentary really shines. Absolutely. When we get out of the history part of it. Because again, I lived it and I looked at it, and a lot of things I was telling my wife, like, it's not really how that happened. Like, it's like, but this last 2, man, seeing Diddy like kind of like depleted and deteriorated at that point was kind of like crazy, and just seeing everything that was going on around that time was kind of crazy.
And everything that was happening in the 2020s. We learned about the producer that was on the Love album that was just like, hey man, we spent 3 years trying to do like 2-3 songs for this guy, and then on top of that, like we're working on the music, and that's great. I'm just going to use this as an opportunity to, parachute myself or parallel myself into bigger opportunities and bigger moments. But, we're spending time at Booby Trap on the River, and he's trying to have me line up girls to go come to the house and do XYZ. That's not necessarily what I'm here for.
It's crazy. I think a lot of it is like, you know, you'll go back. I went back and listened to a bunch of Bad Boy stuff after that, and I think
Could you still do it with like a?
I laughed a little bit, but like I think that like, you know, you just look at what happened to people like Craig Mack. You know what I'm saying? And
that's sad.
And Mark Curry, and you know, a lot of it is just sad. I my heart goes out to a lot of them, and you know, it's not done. You know what I mean? Like the whole process of what he's going through is not done yet. The doc makes it very clear that there are a lot of cases.
Yeah.
There have to be, you know, either that are pending right now, they have to be cleared out or finished or whatever. But I thought it was good.
And it takes you back, like, we pretty much knew to a certain degree, like, certain things were fucked up. Yeah, like, Shine did a decade knowing that he wasn't involved and that he had to take the fall. We knew that when we were young.
That was definitely like a... But Diddy's just such a great personality, or he was a great personality at that point, where it was like everybody loved him regardless of what they heard. But now looking at it now, it's like, man, like just seeing how people really felt about him is eye-opening.
There's too many things that line up. I think my only, as we brought up episode 1, the area that I had just watched and was like, yeah, this is a little bit OD, is, you know, learning of his early childhood. I did not know about his father passing. So
even that's disputed.
Even that's disputed? Mm-hmm. Wow.
His father wasn't really like a
Harlem gangster?
Yeah, they said he wasn't.
Yeah, they talked about the parties that his mom threw when he was young. And I don't know what he would have seen in those early childhood years that would have affected his brain. But then they start talking about, oh yeah, he just slaps his mom in the middle of the street. And I'm just like, okay, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Like, again, it's like grain of salt. A lot of this stuff, like put it a grain of salt. I think it's, in terms of just hip hop documentaries, like they're never usually this like encompassing. You know what I'm saying? We don't get a lot of them. Yeah, or this fast. Shout out 50 Cent. But like, you know, they don't really encompass everything. But I think it's just a fascinating documentary to watch. It's a tough watch. It's definitely like, you know, trigger warning to a lot of different things that goes on there. But that kind of came out after our Throwblacks. So thank you guys for listening to Throwblacks, Stillmatic, and BlkPrint.
It made me want to do a Pac album next year, 2026. A lot of this is going to be turning 30.
But a lot of this is going to be us with the whiteboard, like see, trying to figure everything out.
I don't know if we could do all eyes on me. I feel like is so important to those that were there, and especially it being the double disc, one of the biggest double discs of all time in rap. I'm just like, yeah, that's going to be a long Throwblacks. Doing Don Illuminati would be.
We got to do that on Halloween. That's our Halloween album.
The Halloween album. Yeah. It did drop in October of. It did top in October of 96.
That's our Halloween album.
But then we're going to be starting the shit off with the controversy. We're going to be starting off the album. Shook shot me. Yeah. Nah, bro. We might trigger something, bro. I don't know.
So we got Purple Haze up next.
Yes,
we'll be shooting that one.
A much more fun time in rap. Honestly,
within the next like 2 weeks, we'll be doing that. 3 weeks left in the year, so one of these times we're going to be doing it.
Yes,
but we'll have time to do that. I want to actually get people hip to what I'm thinking about doing for next year to get people excited
in 2026. Though,
in 2026. So I sent you a text
right now.
I sent you a text a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Throwblacks.
Okay.
Of what I wanted to do next.
Yeah, we still have to. All those content creators on YouTube that are listening to albums with their dad. We're coming for you. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit of a different dynamic, but we're going to be using the same idea.
All right. So next year, Cushion Orange Juice.
Yes.
The Massacre or Beg for Mercy. We got to figure that part out. I'm leaning towards Beg for Mercy.
You're leaning towards Beg for Mercy. The Massacre was so controversial to me as 14. I was just like, oh my God, it's over.
But it's like the follow-up. It's like, is this a good sophomore follow-up? And I think it has some pretty controversial opinions, but also like have some ones that are like kind of go with the grain.
They can.
Either of those. Take Care. We've never done a Drake album. Take Care.
That'd be a nice first one.
Only Built for Cuban Links.
Fire.
Teflon Don.
Ooh, Teflon Don.
Yeah, it's Rick Ross. Faith No More, Angel Dust. That would be like our rock. Our rock.
Okay.
And because you guys loved it so much this year, Graduation versus Curtis.
That's almost turning 20. Almost turning 20. 18. Yeah, right there. This year turn 18, and next year it'll be 19.
19, yeah. So Graduation versus Curtis. We're not going to tell you what months. We're just letting you guys know. Those are along with our Project Pat one that was like requested by, I believe it was
by Kel. Shout out to Kel.
Yeah, it was Kel.
And of course he also did request from me to you. So shout out to you, Kel.
No, you fucking didn't, Kel.
Yes,
I'm not doing for me. You're lying. I'm not doing for me to you. That could be a regular episode. It's not going to be like no big crazy episode.
Oh, we're gonna do the throwblacks blitzes?
No,
Throwblacks
hell
blitzes?
no, hell no. You know what,
Blitz
Kel?
the album?
Kel, you have a cashed in guest slot on this show. It has never been cashed in. So I'll do. Here's this is my 50 cent. Here's my challenge. ALDS.
The ALDS challenge.
Yeah,
you read a Harry Potter book, nigga. 50 is insane. For him to get the flowers and be like,
if you come on this show to do From Me to You, I'll scrap the Massacre / Beg for Mercy, and we'll do From Me to You in that place.
but Kel has to show up? Wow.
Kel has to show up to do the album.
Okay.
If that's what y'all want, you got to show up to do the album, because I don't want to do the album. It's fucking terrible. I'll be like Josh when we did Carter 4 for the album.
Josh wasn't even that bad. Well,
I feel like
at the end of the episode, Josh kind of
did not come around to that
with a
album.
with a legacy
That was
came
one of the
from.
first time he may have just like left full body experience, just left the show. But that is a challenge, Kel. I'll do it if you come on the show. So there it is. Purple Haze this month. So make sure you check that out. And thank you guys for this year of ThrowBLKs. It's been a really good year. I think that we've like come into our own and just really like gotten really good at this shit.
Yeah.
Like we do a really good job, and next year is going to be dope. I'm not going to say the months because I actually put some months in the text I sent to Mark. I omitted the months, but we'll let you guys know when that is. So that's pretty much like half the year that we already have set.
Yeah, and hopefully we can, continue to work on just dropping new elements into it. I know talking music is just such an interactive thing. I just love to be able to have that component toward it. Even though speaking about it is definitely extremely fun in itself, and having that documentary type of, we've done the documentary literally too as well, but adding that interactive piece to it is also always something that we wanted to do on the show. So we'll see.
Looking forward to doing a Drake album next year. Mm-hmm. That's going to be great. I could not believe that we had never done one.
Technically, what's the closest we've got to one?
P&D.
Yes.
You never talked about him.
Yeah. I think our Drake convo would either be from Carter 4 or P&D 1 and 2. And I think that's mainly it.
That's it. Yeah. I can't wait to do that. So thank you guys. But I guess we come to the point where I have to make an announcement. Mm-hmm. People already kind of know, but last week, 2 weeks ago, I think right after we did that before Thanksgiving, right?
Nas and Jay was like the week of Thanksgiving, the weekend, like right before. We got everything out, got it out on Black Friday, and everything was cool from there.
So I was waiting for an offer for this job that I was interviewing for, and I think that next Monday I got an offer and accepted the offer to be the director of digital marketing at Warner Brothers Records for the urban department. Yeah. And I'm still kind of on cloud 9. I don't really know I don't really know where to go.
Listen, man, well deserved.
I look at it like, I kept it really short, or I tried to keep it really short. A lot of people, but you know what was happening.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of people in our circle knew what was happening. Mm-hmm. I want to shout out to Josh first and foremost. I want to shout out to Sam over there at Warner, you, Mark, my wife, Eric, Pat, all my friends who kind of were like, "What's going on?" Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
Staying in the know. Yep.
It really just it was timing. It really was timing, and I think that I got no words. You know what I mean? Like I got no words. I think that this past 2 years has really been, like I said, me coming into learning who I am without like, a position or a job, or like who I am, like how can I be a better person? Like, and I took that opportunity to be a better friend, to be a better brother, to be a better husband, to be a better everything in that time that I was out of work. And I really feel what I said on Instagram. Like, I really feel that I'm hungry. Like, I'm ready to get back to it and do something great. I think Warner Records has an amazing roster of artists, and there's amazing people that work there that I've met so far, and I can't wait to meet more people. And I think, like, before I get into the weeds of it, like in terms of this and what we do here, not gonna change. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about our life. We're gonna be talking about things like that. Like, obviously, like, I'm not spoiling anything for you guys, or I can't say a lot of shit.
We're not going to be dropping details on campaigns.
That's
early for anybody. Sorry, patrons, but
it's going to be like nice and fun and really relaxed. I can finally like talk shit about video games again. I can finally like do a lot of things like that. Like, This podcast is kind of like my therapy, you know what I'm saying? And being able to sit in and just talk about really cool stuff and positive stuff and life and things that happen to us on a day-to-day is something that I really like to do, and that's not going to stop. But I think in terms of like what I'm going to be doing, it's going to be really pushing out some really cool stuff and really getting some cool shit out there. They believe in me and I believe in this roster and this team that they're building, and being able to be on the ground floor and like build all of that stuff up is super, super happy. And I'm super happy to do it rather. And it's full circle.
Absolutely.
I mean, a lot of people don't know, but like I moved out here to be in the industry, to be in music, and I was at Complex. I wrote for Billboard. I wrote for Vice. I wrote for a lot of different places. I moved into the entertainment space, but eventually found my way back at UMG. And, you know, if anybody knows me, that didn't end like the best, but like, you know, it kind of took me out of it a little bit. And
out of the music portion of the entertainment.
Out of the music portion. And I went into entertainment and gaming and, you know, a little bit more bespoke into that. But I think like the big question for me was always like, do I feel comfortable or do I feel confident in going back? You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be real. Like at first I was like, I don't think I can do this shit. I think I'm gonna fail. You know what I mean? And those thoughts crept up, and I think it's because again, I got beat down so much in this process. My
within
confidence,
the past 2 years, absolutely.
Yeah, like my confidence got beat down so much, and I just felt like, you know, why me? You know what I'm saying? And I had to get my confidence back, and I'm slowly rebuilding it and feeling like I can really, you know, make a difference and change it. But it's where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? I feel like it's where I'm supposed to be, and I got unfinished business here. You know what I mean? Like I think it's time for me to kind of come into my own. So
absolutely, it's really a blessing to see, you know, how the mission statement has kind of changed when it comes to the BlkPrint. When we had this idea, and you had the original fruition of the idea between you and Josh, and what was that? Almost like beginning of 21, and we started it in 22. Like our vision was so focused on being able to show the ins and outs of the industries that we work in, but also champion all of the different voices and people that are in and out within their own parallels of the industry, and show their stories and tell their stories. And then gradually, as years have passed, it ended up being our own little therapy session where, we're still in these industries, but you know, the world is changing, and here's how it's affected us, and here's what we are doing to make sure that we are continuing to go along. It's crazy to see how things have matured.
Yeah, I mean, and we've only grown from there. I mean, Josh went from, he was in Amazon, and then he was at Spotify, and then I was at Riot, and then, you know, now he's at Spotify still, and he's like the man over there. And now I'm over at Warner, and it's awesome. Like we always we always uplift each other, you know what I'm saying? And we always grow and we change, and I think that it's so great to see all of us grow. You know what I mean? And I look at what we do for this and what we've done for people just in creative industries, or people that are trying to get into creative industries. And I want to keep talking about those stories. I want to keep championing that, but I also want to keep celebrating music, and I want to keep celebrating the great things that this has brought us and culture and stuff like that. Like that's stuff that I want to celebrate. And that's why I don't really want this to end, even though a lot of the, you know, wild shit that we might want to say, you don't really need to do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So like we're gonna keep it positive here.
We'll retire on the VR game. Maybe we're a while in that day.
I still think we could do the VR, Tupac VR. I still think we could do that.
We probably should.
We probably shouldn't. But yeah, thank you guys. You know, everybody that, I think the day that I got it, I called everybody. I didn't call you because you were at work, and I knew that. But I called everybody, like, you know, just to thank them, and, you know, Stat Guy Greg and Meals and, you know, everybody that has reached out and left a word or you know, said something aspirational or inspirational or checked in. Really just the people that checked in. Yeah. I think that's important. I think you really find out who your real friends are through processes like these, from people who have checked in, or people who have you know, tried to see what's going on, or sent you a job link, or you know, anything like that. Like this industry is crazy. All of them are.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it's easy to feel like you're alone. But with a support group like I had, I never felt like that.
And on top of that, the support that you gave others that were listening was just being like, yo, it's fucked up over here too. Your words gave me the ability to be able to be like, you know what? shit sucks right now, but everything is going to be okay. I feel like that's been like the general message for a lot of people in 2025.
Yeah.
It was tough, man. I think we're as we get to this finish line of everything that's been going on in these last 3 weeks, is just like, man, the feeling of survival within some of my friends, some of my family, has been something that I think has been pretty frequent for everybody this year. And granted, it was tough for job wise, personal wise, obviously everything going on in the damn country. We started off a brand new section of the BlkPrint this year to be able to have something new between myself and J5. The city's on fire, literally behind us as we're recording. From the beginning of the year, there has been some form of a challenge, not only within ourselves, but also within everybody else that's within the country. So it feels really good to be able to not only get through 2025 with a W, but I think that there's been so many things between you and I that we have both learned that it's just like, man, although those first couple months were tough, it's like an exhale at the end.
It is. It really is. We just got better. I mean, I look at like, I was telling like Wale this other day, I was like, it's just crazy to see how many people were like, had my back throughout this whole thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I just never thought so many people had my back during this. And, like it's insane. I get emotional thinking about it because it's like it's very easy to feel like you're alone. Yep. You know what I mean? But I also don't, talk
Project
about a lot. I don't talk about a lot of stuff that goes on. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's obviously like I'm more worried about other people than I am about myself. Yeah. You know this. Like I'm more worried about other people to sometimes my detriment. But like I need to start letting people know what's going on, Well,
you never really were that person. I would feel a little bit concerned. Well, not concerned, but I would be surprised if I open up Instagram one day and you're just front face camera. Hey, y'all. So da-da-da-da-da. I would have been like, wow, he's talking in front of the camera? Is everything all right?
I usually save it for this. You know what I'm saying? I save it for the show.
Yeah, exactly. But I've never had you like front face camera, Instagram rant.
Yeah, but it's like, it was even points where like, even when I was going to therapy and I would come on the show and be like, this is what I talked about in therapy this week. You know what I mean? Like that's what that it made me feel comfortable to do that. And that's why I love doing this show because it's me laying it bare. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm an open book, when I want to be, but like, it's I've learned a lot. You know what I mean? I learned a lot. I think that there's definitely things and people that I won't be taking with me in the next 12.
Sure.
Their season's over.
Sure.
But I think that for the people that stuck tight and stood with me here, like I'll never look at if me and Mark are going through something or anything like that and me and Mark can't talk to each other, I'm immediately talking to Mark. You know what I'm saying? We're immediately talking about it and talking it out, like that type of shit. Like I want real, especially where I'm going into, where you're at right now, like it's gonna get crazier. I need like real people beside me. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm cherishing now.
Between your last moments at Riot compared to where your new beginnings will be in 2026 with Warner, what's one of the bigger areas that you see yourself that has changed in between 2023 to now?
It's letting stuff go.
Okay.
I finally felt like there were two aspects of my career that I needed to let go before I could fully be like ready for this. Like I had to let go of what happened at Riot, and I had to let go of what happened when I was in the industry previously.
Okay.
It's easy to point fingers and blame, but I think more than anything, I blame myself, and I felt like I had failed myself in those instances, and a lot of the stuff isn't anything I could control. So getting over that was a large hurdle, but I found that strength to do that, but I don't think I would have been able to do that without any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like strip away everything. Strip away the status or I'm doing this or I got this going on. Like it's just you. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's your family, it's your friends, it's your community. And I had to learn to appreciate that a lot more.
Do you think that you'll approach, not necessarily this career specifically, but do you think you'll approach work differently than what you were doing before all of this?
Yeah, I think I'm a lot more confident.
Okay.
I think I'm a lot more confident. I've been like, again, in so many positions where I was the only me in the room. Yeah. And I looked at that as like not a strength. Yeah. Right. But like one of my, my old boss at Riot was just like, we were talking during this whole process and he was, he let me know how much I meant to him and the team there. You know what I mean? It's like, he wants to see more. He was like, wherever you go, I want to see more of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, that's important. That is important to let people know who I am. And really stand in stand in the fact that I'm him. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I want to walk in doing.
Does it feel more natural doing that in music compared to gaming? Because obviously you love video games 10 times over, but maybe the rooms feel a little different.
I think working in gaming, the rooms are a little bit different. Like I don't really know if I could have been my authentic me there.
Sure.
But that's maybe because of where I was at, what I was doing there. I feel like I probably personality wise work a lot better here in music than I did there. You know what I mean? But that's not to say that I didn't have a great time. I work with amazing people in the gaming industry. Yeah. I've worked with them and I still talk to a lot of them today, and they've been on my side too, and they have my back as well. I just think that like I'm probably from where I'm at right now, I'm probably like I'm ready. Yeah. I'm best fit where I'm at right now.
It feels good.
It feels good. Yeah. It feels really good.
That's good. I'm just glad that you've seen there's been so many people that were not only happy for you, but glad to know that things ended up working out well. You have been a pivotal point towards my portion of all of this as well. Throughout the past year has been very difficult through many areas that we have had, but you were the person that had helped champion me and just be like, yo, no matter what happens, praying to make sure that everything's okay.
I say this all the time. When you got your new gig, I was like, I'm next. I said it. When you got your first gig that you didn't actually start working at, I was like, yeah, we did it.
Sorry, Apple. I apologize, Tim. Be honorable now. Be honorable. That's all I'm gonna say.
But when you got it, we were in here, and you got it, and I was like, you fucking did it. You beat the game. Yeah. And then you beat the game again when we were in the same room.
God, I beat the game again. If I did not beat the game again, you would have seen this. You would have seen that on Don't Steal This Podcast. I would have been right. Remote from Palm Beach, Florida. So I'd be like, hey, them 2 years went nice and well, right back to where we're at. But thankfully that did not happen.
But I saw you, I literally saw you beat the game twice.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that type of luck, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm right next to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm right next to it. So I'm like, let me just stand in and just wait. You know what I mean? I think there was a moment because like this position was just something that like it was timing, and there's a saying that says chance favors the prepared. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like when I went and I talked about it, and I talked about how much love I have for music and how much love I have for like just marketing and social and doing things a different way. Like I was prepared at that point because if you think about it, I've been interviewing since July. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So like I already knew what I was thinking, but you know what I'm saying? So like it was a moment where I think it was like a flow state where I just like I looked at my wife and I was like, I'm not afraid anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I'm not afraid anymore because whatever is going to come is going to come. And I had been interviewing for a completely different job.
Numerous different roles in last month. Yes. Like numerous different roles.
I was at the end of 3 other places and then this came up and it swooped in and I was like, I could go back to gaming or I could go and do this, but I was like, this is really for me. I feel like this is a point for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that I really wanted to do, and I can't pass up this opportunity. It gets me back in the game, and it gets me in a place where like the industry needs to rebuild. We talked about this on the show before, of just where music is right now. Yeah, and to get this opportunity to influence like where it's going and to be like, okay, like we can come out of this and we can do something really, really great in 2026 and I could help do that. Why would I not want to do that? You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? Like I love this shit. That's why I want to see it do good. You know what I mean? So like I get an opportunity to do that with some really awesome people. I'm going to do it. Yeah. I get to help the music that I love.
Shape this new era. Yeah. Shape this new era of music. It's going to be something that's really important. You know, as consumers, we're huge, as you have heard from our Throw Black specials, not only are we huge consumers, I think one of the best things that we've done, even though we have experienced it from a corporate level as well between yourself and Josh, but we never really took it for granted of staying fans in a lot of the things that we love. I think that, yes.
ThrowBLKs keeps us fans. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we get to go back to eras in our life. Yeah. We can remember that and we bring it up.
Yeah, exactly. So there's so many different conversations that can be had now about the corporate aspect of music and where it's going and how we can help heal it and build it. But I think keeping our fandom has allowed us to be able to enjoy what is to come a lot more.
And that's important, man. People need to go back to being fans, man. Yeah. People
Nothing wrong
go back
with
to
it.
being fans. So just keep that in mind for 2026. I think fandom is back next year. Speaking of fandom, it's about that time of the year where we look at what these streaming services tell us about ourselves,
About our listening habits. You know,
our listening habits.
just prod in and take some data. Why not?
How the fuck do I even get to this on Spotify?
To your
After the here it goes. It's right here.
to redo the rap. To redo the rap.
Yeah.
To re-rap.
So how do you want to do the Wrapped?
I have every album that I've played this year in front of me. We can talk about it from many different realms. We can start with your Wrapped if you'd like to talk about the
Where you want to start for my Wrapped? My Wrapped is pretty cut and dry. It's exactly what you would have expected it to be.
we would have expected from it. Well, there's many different talking points of 2025 as well from a lot of the genres that we've covered.
And be clear, I love the Wrapped this year. Wrapped was really good this year.
Wrapped. I'm not going.
was-
I don't
it
have a
was real
belt.
good.
I don't have a belt on, but Wrapped online was putting belts.
I'm not gonna say
that listening age. I was like,
What was your listening age?
30.
Mine was 20.
You be playing some shit from that's what
Mine
they said.
was
They said
20.
you too brand new. Yeah, you
I was hiding though, because
new.
niggas would think that I wasn't listening to a lot of stuff this year, like new shit, but
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah, I mean,
was.
yeah, exactly. Like you were still tapping in. Okay,
Yeah, I was.
so you were so it was all cab all year.
No, not all year. It's Music Friday. I'll take a gander.
New Music Friday. So you take it on. So Spotify's telling he's like, yo, you were
I'm not
saying
gonna lie and say-
you were
I'm not-
saying rap is dead, but I see this brand new.
I'm not lying and saying, how did Drake end up here? I'm not saying that.
the best lie every year.
I don't know how Drake ended up on my thing.
Man, I be listening to 2 songs, bro, and they be features, bro. Top 5, I don't know.
No. Okay, my top artist is exactly what it usually is. But
Yeah.
one major kind of omission, and that's only because he didn't drop an album. But I don't think I listened to a lot of him this year. But there's no Future on my top 5 this year. No Future. But I think he probably would have been 6 because Party Next Door obviously connects to the Sexy Songs for You. So number one artist, I mean, no surprise, it was Turnstile last year.
Okay.
Or this year.
Okay.
Number 2 is Drake. He did release a project and songs too.
Yes.
Thug probably squeaked into the top 5 because I listened to the shit
Out of UI?
about a UI Scooty, bro. I was testing rap too because I was like, I probably wore UI Scooty out. I listened to it every single day.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I listened to it up to the cutoff. But if the cutoff were to end next week, he probably would be number 2 because I listened to it that much.
Yeah.
I love that album.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Central C. First time.
Okay.
In the top 5. I love the Central C album. I can't wait for the new album that he drops to come out.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites right now, just period.
Okay.
Point blank.
Okay.
One of my new favorite artists right now. And Party Next Door is my number 5.
And Party Next Door ends up being your number 5. You know, I've looked at other people's raps and replays. The group connection in between some of these albums gets kind of tricky, right? Like Drake and Party Next Door is not so bad. But when you have like a Clips album and it's Clips, Pusha T and Malice, then you have Clips in your top 5, Pusha T in your top 5, Malice in your top. I'm like, there's got to be a way to clean that up.
They like
data wise.
It's like segmenting you all the way down. It's like hyper segmenting you.
Yeah.
To like this type of thing.
And I understand the purpose of it is to make sure that when you're on Push's page, you can see all of his records and, that he's named on. If you're on Malice's page, for whichever reason, there's not a solo album that you would tune into, but you'll see what he's included in when you're listening to Clips records.
Yeah.
It makes it a little bit tricky when it comes to the replay portions. But just like you with Future was not even in my top 10 this year, and he was my number 1 artist last year. He is 17 on my replay this year, but I don't think it's fatigue.
It's not fatigue. I just think I think that you listen to Future's like a volume shooter. Like if he comes out the week before our Future album comes out, what are we doing? Listening to every Future project that leads up to it. Whenever Future comes out with something new, it's like, okay, let me start from astronaut status and then move all the way up to where he was at.
Yeah.
And then the album comes out. But that's he took a break. I'm sad. I'm actually really mad he took a break this year.
I mean, after everything that happened in 24, I think we got enough to just be like, hey, we can either go back to it.
I need 6 albums.
6 albums from Future in 26?
Yeah.
But we did celebrate Future. The thing is, even though Future is not high on our list, we did a lot of Future celebrating this year for the 10 years of 56, for Beast Mode. We did DS2 with A+. There was a lot of things to celebrate for Future in 2015. Now, there's going to be some to celebrate in 2016 as well.
Another project that just came out too late because it's on the bottom of my rap playlist, like very bottom.
Yeah.
The Wale album. It came out too late.
That's not a problem for me. Shit, Wale top 5, the top 5, or at least top 5 or top 6.
When was Apple cut off?
Apple's still going right now. It's going until New Year's.
Oh, it just keeps going.
Yeah, until New Year's, and then it cuts off. Like, they'll give you the replay for December, but they're also going to give you December stats, and those count into
I think the cutoff because the songs ended up being like kind of towards the third act, so to speak, of the playlist. And I was like, damn, because I listened to the shit out of that album and shit. Like that Wale project, I tell him this all the time. It's like 2011 all over again. Yeah, that Wale project is magnificent. Everyone feels the same way about it. I'll say this right now: he's the hottest rapper out right now.
How has he felt about the reception?
He's felt really good about it.
That's good.
He's really positive about it. He's working the record, and you know, I think in a lot of ways he feels like a new artist. You know what I'm saying? Like he feels like a brand new artist, and he's kind of getting his second win. Which is crazy because it's 15 years in. You know what I mean? He's getting his second, third win or whatever. But I think it's great. It's fantastic. Everyone thinks that. I think he's the hottest rapper out right now, bar none.
I think he feels that way too. To see how happy he has been, not only just posting about it, just to be like, hey, I know it's only been a month, but yo, y'all have been picking so many different top threes. Let's talk about them. Yeah, like, what do y'all want to talk about?
He wants to get to every single one of those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the body of work that he's put out, it just comes from, and it's awesome because I got to be around during the making of this one a lot more than the last ones, the last two. I think even me and you were like, helping him put together a desk or something when he was making Where to Start. You know what I'm saying? Like
literally while he was making Where to Start, we were putting together the gaming the gaming desk. Maybe that video ends up dropping one day. I don't know.
I was just saying that the other day that I had like got a brand deal for him with a prominent computer accessories brand.
Yes.
And we did an unboxing video.
Are we gonna tell the story of the unboxing?
And he never posted it. And I'm pretty sure they'll never want to work with me again. Like that's completely.
Whoa, wait! They're never gonna want to work with us again.
No, he's never posted it. That was the whole thing to get it. We never posted it.
Oh, they'll never want to work.
They'll never work with me again. For sure.
So it's not just push back. It's not just like push back or anything.
He just never had time to post it.
Damn.
Album started getting tough.
Started getting crazy.
I mean, it's not. We can always bring it back.
Yeah, we still.
If you see a random computer accessories post on his page one day, I'll literally email them back and say, "Hey, we finally got it up."
Are you gonna see it put it in all lowercase?
But Mark, you worked on the video. I would love to have people see you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a fun time.
Yeah, it was actually a funny video. But like again, he was working on the album while we were doing that, and you know, it was just crazy to see how he works and what came from that. It's like I feel like a modicum of pride to be like, okay, I was there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's awesome.
Remember the first shot? First shot, you walk in, you almost drop the box.
Yeah. He didn't have like a cutter. Like he didn't have like a box cutter.
So he had to go to his kitchen.
Yeah, he had to use a knife. It was a lot. It was a mess. But like we got it done. Like, but again, like I look at things like that, and I'm just like, why would I not be able to do what I'm about to be doing?
Absolutely.
It's just just is what it is. But the Wale album's great. Where else do we want to touch on in terms of like the Wrapped?
Wrapped was the thing about Wrapped compared to what you could get from like your Apple Music replays.
I listened to 548 artists this year.
548?
Yeah.
Does that feel like a lot?
Is that a lot?
I'm about to double check mine. 548. I mean, is compared to others that are like completely trying to run up the numbers. 548 should be a lot. Let me double check mine. Mine is my top artist of 25. I don't know if they give you the details of how many artists that I've listened to throughout 2025. It does not. It only does it for songs and albums. That's kind of odd.
Yeah, they said I listened to 548 on rap, but you didn't listen to Wrapped enough for you to get like.
I only had like 5,000. I've only had like 5,000 minutes on Spotify. Even though I do give a little bit of time over on Spotify to be able to at least enjoy Wrapped. I'd love to do this a full year. There's got to be like an app to be able to kind of get information on both.
So they did the sprint. So my sprint was Can't Rush Greatness, 104 streams in 1 month.
Okay.
And I listened to albums all the way through. Never Enough, 128. I think Never Enough gets like pretty much the lion's share of streams because there was 95 in September. Yeah. It was pretty much Central C and Turnstile. Like everything else is kind of like, you know, like you have like an evergreen listening every year. Like Thug, Drake, Future, they're always kind of evergreen. If I want to listen to something. Central C for sure took over my listening history this year. Like everything he's put out.
Started off the year well, I'm not gonna lie.
January release. January's usually like a dead time in terms of like music. Like it was perfect.
And he dropped around the time of Bad Bunny and Baby.
Yeah. And again, I gravitated towards that. I love UK. I love UK drill. And I'm loving the new Heady One song that came out a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. The Dave album, I actually haven't gotten a chance to get around to. I got to listen to the Dave album.
Dave almost crushed my heart today. Thank God. Whoo! Thank God Tim said.
Was you about to go holler at Tim's?
I would have dropped to the floor. I mean, I don't know. Just thinking about the opportunity is more than enough. I literally feel like I'll be stammering if Tim's was in front of me.
She could get engaged to anybody she wants to if you're not going to sit and take her.
My artists, my total artist was almost 2,000.
2,000 total artists.
2,000 total artists. Yes.
That's like fully. Oh, they do.
Yeah. Okay. So they do. Almost had 2,000 albums, which is interesting because in my entire 2025 listening, I've listened to and kept around like 208 albums that I've listened to in full and actually kept in 2025.
But how do they capture the data for the artist? Because it's like it could be like.
You just be listening to random shit.
Yeah,
be like,
random shit. Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, the total artists I never really look at that much. I usually just look at what I've listened to in general throughout 2025. And 208 albums does feel like a lot, but I think the three biggest areas that came from 2025 is, at least as far as my listening experience, is just from the pop perspective. I think the R&B perspective and the rap perspective.
So top genres for me was trap, hardcore, R&B. Pop and UK drill.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Hardcore took over my life this year.
My thing was, I don't know if it's just because we listen to a lot of trap or does Spotify just count majority of rap as trap? I was like, I didn't really see too many rap distinctions.
I think it depends on the metadata that they put in.
Yeah. I'm like, I do listen to a pretty good amount of trap, but what's trap to you?
Listen to nothing but Nas next year and see what they put you in.
If I put nothing but Nas and it says trap, 90s trap, I'll be like, all right, bro.
Yeah, I look at my rap this year and I'm just like, that actually makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I'm not arguing with any of this. So my most nostalgic day was June 26th. My biggest music listening day was June 8th.
Okay. A little summer blitz.
43 artists, 264 minutes, 85 tracks. Saw Baby, Turnstile, obviously.
Okay.
Kanye West. I was listening to Late Registration.
Oh,
in June.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen to Late Registration.
We've already done Late Registration for ThrowBLKs.
I'll go back to it. My most nostalgic day was June 26th. That was around Plies time, so they specifically call out Plies. Running My Mama Crazy.
They was running 100% real nigga.
Running My Mama Crazy and Shawty.
Okay,
was the 26th. So that's where we ran.
Two great records.
Most diverse day. This was like a fucking hardcore day. I listened to Kanye, Bryson Tiller, Swixie and the Banshees, Angel Dust, and Turnstile that day. I was all over the place that day.
Okay.
I was all over the place that day. And then my biggest trap day was August 1st. Because that was when Futuristic Summer, I think, came out.
Oh, and you were just playing straight Metro?
And it's two discs, and I ran it all the way. Oh, I ran it all the way there. All the way home.
Multiple times. I actually just revisited Disc 2. Because I thought Disc 2 was not that good when I listened to it the first time. A little bit more better than I expected. Metro did make my top 15 albums.
The instrumentals are out.
Those are good instrumentals too.
I listen to instrumentals quite often, especially again. Trap BBQ is like drip BBQ.
Drip barbecue
is my shit.
Okay,
that is the type of futuristic song that I love the most.
Yeah,
cadence wise, like I love that one the most.
Yeah, Metro did well. I just finished listening to the TM Media, like his rendition of Futuristic Summer. Good stuff on there. Good stuff on there, I must say. All the Travis Porter resurgence has made my heart smile in 2025.
I'm about to add this right now. I haven't listened to it yet.
The TM88?
Yeah.
It sounds just like a mixtape. Trapaholics drops all throughout it. Hood Rich drops all throughout it. He literally said, man, I don't want Shot to God. I want Rich Kid Shawty on this damn project. He killed it. OJ opens up the album. There's some good Flocka that's in there. It's good stuff, man. I loved seeing between Metro, TM, Jermaine Dupri also had his Atlanta project. Yeah. And then I think there's a fourth that I'm forgetting. To be able to see that conversation continue between Atlanta and want to keep that pillar very strong in a pretty controversial couple of years for Atlanta was something that was one of the better stories of the year, I'd say.
Absolutely. And they took it back to the essence, man.
Yeah.
And I can't be mad at that. They took it back to like where we kind of came in on it.
Yeah.
But my thing is this. They're not going back far enough. Revive Crunk. Bring Crunk back.
Was Lil Jon on? No, I don't think Lil Jon was on TM. He wasn't on Metro.
He wouldn't have been. But like, bring back Crunk. I think Lil Jon himself, if he was to get like a smattering of Atlanta artists, to just bring back Crunk, do it. The thing is like it's gone like super like punk screamo. Not even really punk. Death metal really is like what a lot of this shit looks like now is death metal. Bring it back to Crunk. Like Crunk was really like Slayer, like thrash type shit. Like I wanted to bring it back to that. Like I love Crunk so much. We did Crunk Juice this year. I wanted to go back to that. We had a whole thing on Crunk Juice episode of ThrowBLKs about bringing Crunk back because that's the energy that we need right now, the fun that we need right now.
That is true. I feel like we can continue. Well, not we. Obviously, we're not in Atlanta, but I feel like Atlanta will be able to continue to build upon that. And there's so many different eras, moments that Atlanta can revisit. I mean, Black Boy, White Boy is 15 years ago. Futuristic era is 15 years ago. If there was an
easy way for somebody to listen to Black Boy, White Boy, will we do that for ThrowBLKs?
Black Boy, White Boy for ThrowBLKs? Yeah. Black Boy, White Boy's on streaming.
Is it?
Yeah. Huh. Calling that hoes at the green light. Look at them hoes at the red light. Who got the strong?
Who got the strong is my
who got the strong? Who got the strong is hilarious. Those were good times. Those were good times, man. I wanted to be in the mix of all that so bad in those late 2000s, early 2010s of Atlanta. But that's one of the bigger, rap stories throughout 2025. I think pop-wise, I ended up being a little bit more than I usually am. I'm a pretty big TRL kid, so it's really like hip-hop, it's R&B, it's pop. I think pop had a pretty interesting year. We've talked about, the younger artists that are coming up right now and popping, not only showing love to the OGs from our time, like the Britneys and the Christinas, but are also trying to make their own lane. Like, Tate McRae had a big year.
People hate Tate McRae, bro. I didn't know they hated her that much.
They hated her?
Yeah, they hate Tate McRae.
About what?
I don't know why.
What are they?
I love Tate McRae.
What are they? Kid Leroy fans?
Oh, they just don't like her, bro.
Listen, man.
But I think it's a lot of it is like I feel like a lot of social media stuff is like people are they're like hyper fans to a point where it doesn't seem like they're really fans. Yeah, like it seems like they're like. It's like we used to live in a world where it was cool to be a fan and people would not like get on you that much about liking something or somebody. Like I feel like for Tate McRae, it's like she gets a lot of like hate from people who they like, compare her to. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, like she's doing her own thing. I really like what she does.
The Britney and Christina fans of the world end up hating everything that...
I like what she said when she was like, I could never do Britney Spears because I don't sound anything like her and I don't look anything like her. And I was just like, that's true. Like, I don't know why people keep saying that she's trying to be her.
Britney had a gigantic moment. People see a pop star coming out and having their own moment and having adding a little bit of not necessarily controversy, but adding just a little bit of fire towards their once pretty wholesome gimmick. And they're like, oh my gosh, Britney in 01 again. Now, granted, I understand because Britney in 01 was a huge fucking moment. Exactly. But doing it in 25 is a little different.
I want to see movie soundtracks come back.
That'd be fine. I mean, Tate just killed one of the bigger ones. F1 Just Keep Watching was a big record.
F1 soundtrack kind of regained that moment. The Don Toliver record.
With him and Doja? That was good.
That rekindled it.
Yep.
You know what I think is a really big project coming out next year that really they need to knock it out the park with the soundtrack? I hope Street Fighter has a really good soundtrack.
That would be interesting.
The original Street Fighter movie from '94 had Ice Cube and a bunch of other people on that soundtrack.
Yeah.
It was like fully hip hop, fully like awesome. I hope they go back to that for Street Fighter.
That'd be
I hope
fire.
they get all the biggest artists for the Street Fighter soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like that would be, again, dope, because it's like that's a whole like hip hop and R&B and to a certain extent like dance music and breakbeat and stuff like that. It's been huge for Street Fighter, and you know, a big part of hip hop is that, like, you go to the fucking laundromat, you put your quarter in. Yeah, it was niggas doing it. It was, you know, it was us doing that. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it was. And I think that like that would be so dope if Street Fighter had a soundtrack next year.
There's more than enough Street Fighter references. What if Flocka say on Head First? You could play Ken and I'm Ryu. Nigga, are you?
Like you could get Wayne on there, you could get Walker on there, you could get you could Charles Porter on there. It would still fit. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like it all makes sense. Like I hope Street Fighter, the people who are doing Street Fighter soundtrack, that I hope they're like tapped into like what's going on, and they really do it that way.
Have you liked everything that you saw within this past weekend from the Game Awards in their first introduction of the whole cast?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was. I didn't know what to. Here's the thing. I looked at the casting from it, and I was just like, I'm gonna wait and see. Okay, I'm gonna wait and see. And then when you saw like the posters and like the actual teaser, I was like, oh, they're going full on crazy, off the wall, just turn your brain off. I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. I like that a lot. I liked what I saw. Stylistically, it looked really fucking dope, or it looks really fucking dope. And the cast just looks like they're fun, man. Like they look like a really good cast. Like no one's gonna stop me from loving this movie because I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. Okay. Nobody's gonna stop me from loving this movie just regardless. But from what I saw of it, it looks crazy. I can't wait to see when they show more off about it.
Yeah, I was hoping to see 50 as well. We're not gonna see them. They didn't come to the Game Awards in their actual.
You see a little bit of them in the trailer.
In the trailer?
Teaser.
Oh, okay, okay.
You didn't see the teaser?
I don't think so. The only thing I saw was them at the Game Awards coming out to introduce the.
Look, he's in the teaser.
Oh, okay.
He's not doing anything action wise, but I think they said they had just wrapped like a couple weeks ago. So I'm not going to see a lot of stuff, but he's in the teaser.
Outside of the pop lane, I think R&B dominated my replay pretty well. I still say 100%. I think this has been one of the better years for R&B 100%. In a very long time. Like a long list of artists that you can recommend to people in any form of R&B that you'd like. If you think it's dead because they're not singing the way that they used to, there's plenty of 2025 artists that you can share people.
Yeah, I'm shocked that the McRae the Scientist album didn't end up in my. It's like right below. There's a lot of songs on it, but it's like right below like Party Next Door. She's like right there. Okay. It's like number 6 or 7.
Yeah, Mariah's number 3 for me right now. I think between her and Kali Uchis, it was between 2 and 3. That Kali is still fucking hitting. Between those two, they are like our 2 and 3. But then there are other artists that ended up coming out, like R&B wise. SZA had a big deluxe Weeknd's album, even though it's pretty calm for Weeknd's project right now, and he's wrapping up a 3-year tour and so on and so forth. Hurry Up Tomorrow was really big when it came out in February, but then there are other artists that ended up having surprise moments for me. Levin Cali had an EP that I really loved. Amber Mark, I became a bigger fan of Amber Mark this year. Genevieve ended up having a top 10 project for me, and I think I recently learned about her maybe last year. Her project was crazy. Miguel ended up dropping a new project. That kind of falls into like projects that drop a little bit too later into the year, but ended up still doing well. Miguel had a lot of good representation. And then you have the other artists that are like, Sierra dropped a good album this year. We have been listening to somebody that's fairly new that dropped his project last month, Gabriel Jacoby. His EP, Gutter Child, is fucking nuts. Good. And I'm like, damn, I just found this shit out scrolling through Instagram, and I see this dude talking about, we're going to sing for Tampa and so on and so forth. I'm like, Tampa, all right, let's check it out.
He throwing up the Tampa area code all throughout that bitch.
And has Tom G on his fucking first project? Mr. City Boy with it on your first joint. I was like, wow, that is crazy. Then I learned about Jadon. Jadon signed to Usher. Did not know that. Tyler Watts, shout out to Thug. The Thug, you gave Tyler Watts a big moment when he sang in front of Mariah the Scientist, and he was like, yo, cut that shit. He was like, yo, cut that shit out. His project was pretty good. Then you got like Bryson Tiller, Friday. Leon Thomas had an amazing fucking year.
Great song on the Wale album too.
Well, yep. Watching Us, I'm sure that video may be on its way pretty soon. I can't wait to see what comes out between that and 2026. R&B had a really, really good year. Now, rap-wise, we've talked generally about how we have felt about rap throughout the past couple months, throughout the year of 2025. Cardi ended up being my number one just based off the fact that the deluxe was very anticipated because I wanted to hear 2024. I wanted to hear Different Day. I was like, why were those songs missing from the original project? But then again, music is like 2 hours long. He probably had to cut some shit.
Yeah.
So outside of that, Wale is my number 2 as far as rap is concerned. Metro's up there. The Jack Boys 2 I liked a lot. UI Scooty. Wham! I was surprised that I listened to that much in January.
It was an early like
the first album of 2025. Let's jump into that.
We didn't have really a lot to listen to at that point.
Yeah, Leaks end up being way better. Leaks ends up being way better than Wham in my personal opinion. But then you have Gunna mixed in with that. I have the I forgot I had the Iceman bootleg in here. Listening to those records that came from the streams, like Best Friends, Supermax, Late Como, that's also in here. Became a big fan of Pluto this year. Her joint was nice. She has one of the bigger.
She had a big summer.
Yeah, one of the bigger songs of the entire year of rap. So it's been a good mixture, man. I think R&B did dominate my top 15 very much so. Hip hop wise, a lot of praises are being sung on how big 2025 was. We'll see what happens in 2026, but album wise, I'm pretty happy.
It's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I got no doubt in my mind. 2026 is gonna be really good. I don't want to get too in the weeds. Make sure you subscribe to our Patreon to hear what the announcement's going to be.
Okay.
Because it'll be there first. This is not the last episode of the year. So let's just be clear.
Yes.
It's not the last episode of the year. So just sit tight. We have a lot of stuff coming out next week. We can't wait to show you guys. But yeah, I thank everybody for your support. We have a special episode of ThrowBLKs coming out really soon. And we have more stuff coming out on the channel this month. So thank you guys for listening. And I would say that if you're not subscribed to the Patreon right now, just go ahead and drop the 5 because you're going to regret it in a week if you don't. So
it's going to be important to do so.
That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys for listening to Don't Steal This Podcast. For MC, I'm J5. We'll see you guys in about a week. All right. Peace.
Peace.